Hey everyone, it's thestackingkat, and I am back with a brand new video about silver. And today I will be doing an unboxing from a recent order I placed with APMEX, as well as I want to talk about the recent dip we've seen in silver price and the Online Bullion Sites reaction to that. So please stay tuned.
Stacking Cat.
Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Stacking Kat channel, where I talk all things silver with a little bit of gold. And thank you so much for watching. I greatly do appreciate it. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please do so, and push that notification bell, as well as smash that like button and leave a comment. That would be awesome. So today I'm going to get into an unboxing of an order I placed with APMEX. We are in the middle of March 2020. We just saw a huge drop in silver price and gold price for that matter. We are in the middle of a global pandemic as well, so I'm pretty sure that has something to do with that. And after the unboxing, I really want to talk about what some of the online bullion sites' responses have been to this drop in silver. So I'm going to get into the unboxing though first, and this is an order that I placed. You know, when the drop started, I got this order in only, I think, 2 or 3 days. It was really quick. All right, so like I said, I got this order really fast. This was about a day probably before the huge drop. I think I got this when spot was a little over 16, so I didn't get it when it was in that 14 range. So still a decent price to where it has been, or more of a stable price we've seen over the past few months. Like I said, we are in March of 2020. Let me just get rid of this packing slip. And I'll do that off camera. A little bit easier to do. All right, so I removed the packing slip. Let me dump all of these out. And then we will go from there. All right, so let me just take these all off camera for a second. All right, so I have all the easels set up. And one of the first ones I wanted to get, I've been wanting this one since it came out. It is the 2-ounce Canadian Goose, 2-ounce silver Canadian Goose. Let's get this thing out of the flip. As you can see, it's a little bit thicker. Wow, I really like this. It's a new 2020 design inspired by the 1967 Canadian Goose, which marked Canada's centennial. They have that little security feature there in the bottom corner, little privy mark. And of course, we have the Queen. Now, it doesn't have the radial lines that you see on the new maple leaves. So let's hope it still has that mint shield technology. So I'm going to put this one down, and I want to show you what the original 67 looked like. And I know it's kind of toned up. This is in coal condition. But you can see that the goose is flying the other direction. And you see the 1867 to 1967. You know, I apologize, this is a really beat up coin, but I just wanted to show a little bit of context between the two. And you know, what they mean for each other. And the Queen in her younger days. So this was $1 as of 1967. It's 80% silver. I did not get that with this order. That was something I picked up from an LCS quite a few months ago. But I did pick up 2 of these. They had a really good deal, only $2.79 over spot at the time. And even with this dip and premiums are going up, and something I will be talking about in a minute, the Goose remained in the same spot, same position with its premium. Really a nice coin. Seems like Canada is coming out with a lot of 2-ounce coins this year. Of course, they have the Royal Mountie coin that came out at the beginning of 2020. Then they have the Kraken, or however you pronounce it, coin that came out in 2020 as well. So we're seeing a lot of new 2020 coins that are 2 ounces from Canada. So I don't know if that's just a theme they're going to be playing on now, as opposed to the past where we saw like their Predator series or their Birds of Prey series, which were the 1 ounces. But of course they had the Canadian Wildlife, which were 1.5. So, you know, they're just mixing up their variety there a little bit. So another coin I picked up is the 2020 Australia Perth Mint Silver Wedgetail Eagle. I really like these coins. I'd like to get the full series. The earlier ones are quite expensive on the secondary market, but this is a really nice example. I mean, Perth Mint does it again. Just get a few different angles. They seem to always come through there. Really nice. This one did carry a little higher of a premium. However, like I said, the resale market, the secondary market's pretty high for the previous iterations. I don't expect that to be any different with this, the 2020 version, or the silver 1 ounce coins in the series moving forward. And it's the Jody Clark Queen that the Perth Mint has adopted now. Really nice. Great looking eagle. Set that right there. And I have one more to show you. It is a 2017 silver Cook Islands Bounty coin. And this is a bar coin. You know, similar to what we see. There we go. The Perth Mint does this with their Dragon series where it is legal tender. Really nice. They have kind of the obverse of the coin up top. Now they do make a similar one of these in a round coin, kind of that net look that's kind of like this coin. The silver is fallen in the net and it's being recovered, which of course the HMS Bounty down below. Really like these bar coins. You know, it looks like this is kind of sealed in. It looks like Sunshine Mint made this. So I'm going to keep it in the plastic for now. Of course, the 2017, the investment products. So that's the side we're going to have to take a look at. Really enjoy that. Okay, so those were the pickups for today. Like I said, I got this. It's middle of March 2020. I ordered this right before the dip. I got it out in just 2 or 3 days. So that was nice. You know, the shipping was the same, anything over $99 on APMEX. So I got 2 of the 2020 Canadian Goose silver 2 ounces. I was able to pick up 1 of the 2020 Australian wedge-tailed eagle coins and the HMS Bounty Cook Islands 2017 legal tender coin bar. And of course, the 1967 $1 circulated Canadian Goose coin. I did not pick up this time. I just wanted to show it for context to the new Goose coin. So now I want to get into what we've been seeing since we had this silver drop and how the online bullion sites are treating it. So stay tuned for that. All right, so I brought out my tablet and brought up a few of the online sites, 3 of the more prevalent ones, APMEX, JM Bullion, and SD Bullion, just to see where they're at. As you can see by here, silver is sitting at $14.84 with a huge drop. Gold is at $15.33.50. And what has been the response of these online bullion companies? Now, I just made my previous video about the differences between shopping at an LCS, local coin store, versus an online bullion company. And that really didn't take into or factor into what we've been seeing in the past few days. Of course, like I said, once again, I'll reiterate, we're in the middle of March 2020, in the middle of a global pandemic, and we've seen a big drop in precious metals, as well as the stock market, and really pretty much every investment apparatus out there. So let's look at what some of these companies have been doing. As we could see, note, due to extreme order volumes, please expect a shipping delay of up to 3 business days, which that's not too bad of a thing. You know, a lot of people are getting on here and buying silver, But what's happening is a lot of these companies are raising their premiums. So for an example, let's go to American Silver Eagles and see what that has to say. All right, so I brought up the American Silver Eagle. This is just a random year buy on APMEX. And as you can see, it says as low as $4.29 per coin over spot. Now, generally, Silver Eagles on APMEX or a lot of these online sites range anywhere from especially random years, $2.29 to at the most $2.99, even though that's pretty high. So now you see they're raising their premiums as the price goes down. So you're really not, your cost per, you're really not saving too much. I mean, it's understandable. They're a business. They have to make money. If they kept the same premiums with the prices going down, they would lose a lot of their initial investment. So that's understandable from that point of view. However, as a stacker, you don't want to pay extra where you don't have to. And so this $4.29 really kind of only qualifies when it comes to bigger purchases, and if you use an e-check, which, takes a few extra days to process, but it is worth it if you're going to buy whatever quantity you buy in. So if you buy over 1,500, you're getting that $4.29 premium. So you have to buy 3 monster boxes of random year Eagles, which they might not even have in stock right now. I know a lot of them are saying shipping dates are later. So if you're just going to buy, let's say 10 of them, for example, you're going to be paying $20.33 each. So you're going to be paying a premium of $5.49 on those. So there's no LCS that I know of, or at least in my area. Of course, it is an anecdotal observation that charges that much. My LCS is, $3 regardless over spot on American Silver Eagles at all times. I have a couple other ones that might even be a little bit lower than that. Now, they're not always stocked in Eagles. So just be on the lookout for that. If you're going, you have this dip, but if you're paying $5 plus in premiums for something, then that's really not that big of a savings. Okay, so now let's go check out, let's say, JM Bullion. Okay, so JM Bullion notes that due to extreme order volumes, please expect shipping delays of 5 to 10 plus business days. And here's a key factor. We also have a temporary 299 order minimum. So what that means is to get the free shipping, you have to, instead of the $99, you got to spend over $299. That's a big difference, especially if you're stacking on a budget, like myself, for example, where I'm usually only getting somewhere between maybe 5 to 10 ounces a week. If I'm lucky, more, but that's usually how I kind of strategize, is at a smaller scale. So that's not going to equal that threshold. So I'm not saying not to buy through these companies at this, particular moment in history, but you might want to just be aware of these scenarios. So let's go into their silver. Let's go to Eagles. Or here's everything. Let's go to Eagles. And let's do the same thing. Let's say, do they even have a random year? I don't know. Let's just go to 2020 and see where they're at with there. Remember, the U.S. Mint announced that they have sold out of American Silver Eagles at this moment. They're the 2020s, so production will continue, but there's been such a rush and a push on buying Eagles at this time that they've just run out. So, selling fast, 1,678 people just bought this recently. So they have a lower premium than what APMEX is offering. As we could see, if you buy the 3 monster boxes right now, their premium is still under $4, $18.68 per ounce. But then again, if you're buying just one of them, it's $19.63. So that's pretty similar. It's under 5 though. So it looks like JM does have a better price on something like an American Silver Eagle. However, just remember that shipping cost is really high. So let's go to some standard, traditionally low premium items such as silver rounds or bars. So let's just look at silver bars here. Let's go to 5 ounce. Let's go to 10 ounce. That's a pretty common purchase for people who buy bars. So let's look at a Silvertown Eagle. This is a very low premium one. So here are JM Bullion's prices on this 10 ounce bar. You're looking at as low as 109 over spot. Generally, these are probably in the 59 to 79 cent per over, so that's not too bad. But if you're buying 500 ounces, again, that's 50 plus bars to get that price. Otherwise, if you're buying one, let's say, for 10 ounces, you're paying $161.80. So you're paying $1.39 over spot, which isn't too bad. So maybe going generic and in larger proportions, 10 ounce bars and such is probably a better play. Usually I always say go with the government bullion just because it's backed up by a sovereign nation and it has that credibility factor, less likely to be counterfeit. There's just a lot of advantages, at least in my opinion, when it comes to government-backed bullion. But at a time like this, when the stock price is low and online bullion sites are kind of taking advantage of that by jacking up their premiums, it looks like their price on generic silver is still relatively affordable. Like I said, I don't know what different LCSs are doing. I had one commenter mention that his LCS was closed for the next 30 days. So, this is a, kind of a fluid time where we just don't know what's going on really from 1 hour to the next, one day to the next. So pay attention to that. See what your LCS is doing, how their prices relate to this drop and how they're doing that. So, like I said, I do not fault the online bullion companies. They're businesses. They have to do what's best for themselves. But when you see that drop in silver, just don't automatically assume that your cost per is going to go down that dramatically. Like when I bought those Canadian goose coins, or what did I say, geese? I guess that's the plural. So when I bought the Canadian geese, the 2 ounce coins, spot was in the low to mid 16s. So I was still paying, a certain amount over, compared to what it might end up being now when they drop it. If they raise that premium, then you're paying the same price, and you're paying more for shipping, it looks like, unless you order a decent amount. So there's just a lot more things to take into consideration. And I'm going to put as one of the end cards to this video a link to my most recent video, which is LCS or online bullion sites. Which do you prefer? And that's in more of a traditional sense. This is, like I said, this is a different period. This is just kind of an adjustment we're going through. Keep your fingers crossed it's going to go back to normal, which it should. So, that might pertain more to the way it was in the past and the way it will be in the future. But I just wanted to add that into this unboxing just to kind of give a heads up. And I'm sure a lot of you out there already know this and you're all over these sites. I know International Stacker put out a good video about this as well. So check his video out. I think I will put a link to International Stacker's video down below. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see videos similar to this about silver, then please consider subscribing and pushing that notification bell. Smash that like button and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this whole situation with this precipitous drop in silver and kind of the jacking up on the premiums. Is generic the best way to go? Are 10 ounce and above bars the best way to go? How do you get to that threshold on the free delivery? A lot of factors to consider, right? And until next time, this is the Stacking Cat.